purchasing gold coins, etc. He stated he had a problem with them hosting the event and the library not being paid. The library board did not approve it. There was discussion on the matter and it would be looked into. Mr. Elliott had questions about the contract for the pool. Mr. Jenny stated that the only section that was changed was section 16. Mr. Elliott asked the city manager to be changed to read city administrator and that paragraph 5, section A be clarified. Mr. White inquired about the new General Dollar store. Mr. Jenny stated he had bids to extend the culvert from the front of the building and to put up a guardrail. Mr. Jenny stated he applied for an extension with FEMA for removal of the concrete at 5th and Tennessee Street in the city branch. Mr. Jenny was contacted by Tim Carter concerning the empty lot downtown, the old Rexall building. He informed Mr. Jenny that if the city would seal the outside of his building, he would consider purchasing the lot for a reasonable price and assume all maintenance responsibilities of the property. That's all I have.
We back up a little to the library.
If I can, Danette came in today and said the library board would be meeting tonight and they were gonna outline a policy on how to make approval for these different events that they may host. So that should rectify the situation.
That was what I was going to report along with, I mentioned to the library board that the city wanted the library board to make these decisions, not City Hall. Day-to-day operations of the library are under the control of the library board, period.
Clark, you had a question?
I'll drop the question. Sonny covered it.
Okay.
I have, I know, to Tim Carter and the Rexall.
I was gonna go through the whole list.
Well, I was just gonna say,
And that's a decision that needs to be looked at later on when you all, now that you're on board, you can take time to reflect on it.
Yeah.
It does not have to be accomplished tonight.
right, I was just gonna say that since it's city property, it would have to go up for bid.
It would be
Just-
discussion,
Yeah.
however you want to do.
Okay.
With regard to the pool contract, I've been in touch with Marcia Garrison. Marcia will make those changes, make the change from city manager to city administrator, and she will clarify the activities that they are responsible for. Again, on the new Dollar General, I got in touch with the inspector finally today, and he's looked at it. He has no problems with what we're intending to do. The extension with FEMA, that's been approved. I received approval to go ahead and complete that project. So now it's just a matter of arranging for either renting or having someone, hire someone to bring in a track hoe and remove the rock from the base of the town branch there. And I've already addressed the thing with Mr. Carter, so.
Bob, can I ask you one other question?
Sure.
On the Dollar General, putting in that culvert and guardrail, I don't have a problem with them, it's just, you talked last week about, trying to straighten out. Is that something that DNR should be made aware of since you're talking about?
Already contacted.
Okay, wonderful.
I had a question on the softball field. Is that appropriate now, where we're at on the softball field?
I already made my reapplication to Major League Baseball. I sent my letter of inquiry back to them last week, so I'm just waiting for a response. And it was done pretty quickly. I'd say within a month. So,
There
as
was
soon as I hear something, I'll let you all know.
well, there was a concern about the Corey League and how that would affect the Corey League players, and I don't know if that was ever mentioned or talked about.
Well, I brought up the Corey League, I've been in touch with the president, I've asked them to provide me, the way our ordinance reads, it stipulates that they have to provide the city with $4,000 worth of in-kind services, whether it be referees, whatever, this, that. I made that request, I gave them a deadline of a week ago, from last Friday. That deadline has not been met. I've had one call. He asked if he could have a slight extension. I said it would be through sometime last week. I still have nothing from them.
So basically, you were just requesting that data on paper for you to look at. And you
Because
didn't
they
get
did not do it for last year and the year before.
Okay.
And that's information that our auditor likes to look at.
Okay.
So therein lies the problem. And then the high school and everybody else gets thrown into the bailiwick.
So you gave them an opportunity to do that.
And I'll be happy to provide you a copy of my communique.
Anything else? Ready?
Yeah. I've addressed everything.
Okay. Water, we met April the first, we approved the minutes of the March meeting. Mr. Kenny was asked us where the wastewater plant was, and he said.
Yeah.
We can't hear
With
you.
regards to the wastewater plant, they poured the other exterior foundation wall,
Pull them over, I can't get
They're short.
and the only part that's left is
too short.
the north side exterior wall, which they should complete and form this week. Then, once that's accomplished, our timetable should be fine, we're out of the flood risk. Because those exterior walls will be completed.
Since we're on water, and this is a little bit to do with water, sometime back, we talked about getting floodgates for down there.
I still have a proposal that I have on file from an outfit that was willing to do it, so, and I can bring that to your attention.
I think that needs to be addressed. Okay, thank you.
That's it. Grant committee,
Mr. Stevens made a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Mr. Oakley seconded, and I'll vote yea. Demolition grant is pending. An actual start date has not been provided yet. It needs to be put into a motion as quickly as possible, as this has been pending for some time now. Nothing yet?
No, it's done. If you'd like, please the committee, council, the start date is, April the 8th. Today was the start date. They have to have the job completed by June the 17th. So they should be starting sometime this week, moving quick ahead.
And they will probably, the first demolitions will be up on Van Deesner Hill.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jenny received a letter stating the city was awarded $6,000 for the recycle benches grant. He stated we would receive 6 8-foot benches, 2 8-foot WCA picnic tables, and 4 8-foot picnic tables. The total cost is $57.48, which will be covered by the grant. There's no matching funds that have to be provided. The AC grant that was applied for was denied due to the fact that the project was already started. Mr. Jenny received a letter from MLB stating that they needed more information on the grant application, and he will provide that information and resubmit the application. The grant for the engineering study for the water tower at the industrial park is still pending. Still pending?
What?
The grant for the water tower at the industrial.
Yes.
That's all, Mr. Grant.
Okay, thank you. Ordinance Committee.
The ordinance committee was called to order and the minutes of the previous meetings were approved. Mr. White seconded the motion, it's yes. Mr. Adams also submitted some information to the council concerning commercial grease traps. As there is no fee schedule for commercial inspections, this cannot be voted on at this time. And I think we have a couple of ordinances pending. And I would guess that Mrs. Kokoris would like to have them done as soon as possible.
I understand that we'd like to complete them as soon as possible, but I believe that it's in conflict for the referring committee not to be the same as the city council. Section 110-240 states specifically, even underlined, any referring committee must consist of the current city council members. I believe this has come up in the past at this time during council changes due to the sequence in which we do things. So I actually think it's against the ordinance for us to actually proceed tonight with that vote, which I bring up primarily because it probably needs to be addressed long-term in the way that we do this, or in the ordinance itself, not because I have any objection to these, but I believe this is a problem.
We could solve this by having a work study and then a official council meeting afterwards. That's posted. I understand.
You would have to be publicly posted, we're saying publicly, if it meets criteria for the special session.
So can we set up a work study?
I
At
don't know
this point.
necessarily need a work study, it's
No,
just
I
a
don't.
committee meeting,
Yeah.
and then go into.
Right, okay, we'll call it. a meeting. Okay. And the committee that would meet would be myself, Mr. Elliott, Mrs. Smith, and Mr. White. And then following that, we have an official council meeting to get it ready.
Right.
And we have a date that works with you people. I'm available anytime.
Okay.
How fast we want to do this, I can do it tomorrow night.
I can do it, well, no, you can't,
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
have to post
post
it.
it.
It has to be posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be after
Yeah.
6:35.
Okay.
Friday,
Friday night?
Sal suggested Friday.
I can't be here Friday.
Let's back it up, Thursday.
Thursday?
No, Thursday, I definitely can't be here. I'll be out of town Thursday.
I will be as well.
Following Monday,
I can do it.
Monday,
okay,
the 15th,
15th?
at, Sal will be back in town till like 6.
Well, I can be here by 5.
Okay, 5:30.
Yeah, I'll be with the council.
What did you decide?
April 15th,
Okay.
at 5:30. No. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Council meeting immediately following.
Yes.
with that, I have nothing.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any let's see, we go to special reports. The city administrator already gave most of this. Human relations. I don't see anybody from that commission. Board of Adjustment.
The board has nothing for you, sir.
Okay. Introduction of resolution, which we don't have. New business.
I went ahead and wrote this one out because it concerns me, and I checked it out with the MML. So I would be very open to discussion if you please on any of these points. But I would like to make a motion, as it is the intention of the standing committees to be such that they address current and meaningful municipal